watch us on the live YouTube.
1.5 hours.
You can also,
otherwise you can have back check.
if you want, you can watch later. Sure.
You guys are young.
Hello.
तैयार तुम्हारे पास
બધા
મૂકી દીધી
Egg outside, so might have the
बोल गजानन गणपति महाराज की जय। श्री सत्यदेव भगवान की जय। You are here first time, so let's introduce your puja stuff. This is your puja thali. This is your Achmani Panchpat. Okay. So you use always. This is the extra plate. During puja, you will need it. This is Panchamrit. Okay. Fruits, rice, shankhu, haldi, sindoor, abir, gulab. This is yellow rice. This colors Ganpati Murti.
And we also brought some.
That's okay. And you will need some flower petals. Oh, bro. Yes. They produce Jaya. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Hare Om. Atma, throw pani pakadi rakho. Hold the water on your right palm. On the right palm. Yes. This is called mantra snan. Om apavitrah pavitro va sarvavasthan gato vibhajha smreta pundarikaksam sabahya abhyantarah suchihi. Sprinkle on your body. Om pundarikaksha punadamam om pundarikaksha punadamam om pundarikaksha punatumam. Then again, just take the similar way water and drink it 3 times. Om Keshavaya Namah Swaha. Om Madhavaya Namah Swaha. Om Narayanaya Namah Swaha. Om. Then fourth time, clean your hands. Om Hrishikeshaya Namah Swaha. Hasta Praksharanam. Then Raksha Sutra Bandhanam. Cha. Ayan, paper net. Harihi Om Om Swasti na Indro Vredasravaha Swasti na Pukha Vishwavedaha Swasti na Staraksho Varishtane Mihi Swasti no Vrehaspatirtadhatu Prekhadaswam Marutaha Prashne Mataraha Shobham Javano Vidate Khojagmayaha Agnirjihva Manavaha Sura Chakshasho Vishveno Deva Avasagamaniha Bhadram Karnebhi Srenuyama Deva Bhadram Pasye Maksha Virjatraha Isthirairanga Istushtuvam Shastano Viryase Mahi Devahitam Jarajuhu Shataminnu Sharado Anti Deva Jatrana Chakra Jara Samtanonam Putraso Jatra Pitaro Bhavanti Mano Madhyare Rekhatar Juganto आदितिर्देवो आदितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पंचजना आदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनित्वम् द्यौः शान्ति अन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरौषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि जतो जतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं कुरु शन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयं नः पशुभ्यः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे प्रियाणां त्वा प्रियपतिगुं हवामहे निधेनां त्वा निधिपतिगुं हवामहे वसो मम आहम जाने गर्भधाम त्वम जासि गर्भधाम अम्बे अम्बिके अम्बालिके नमानयति कषण सासर्या स्वागः सुभद्रिकां काम्पिल्यवासनीं. So it was the Shanti mantra. Now we do 14 namaskar. So close your hand and first bow down to Lord Ganesh ji. ये इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ क्योंकि यूट्यूब पे जाती है ना, बाद में फिर आप भी देख सकते हो. ओके, ठीक है जी. हाँ जी. ओम भगवते श्रीमन्महागणपतये नमः. ओम लक्ष्मी नारायणाभ्यां नमः. ओम उमा महेश्वराभ्यां नमः. ओम वाणी हिरण्यगर्भाभ्यां नमः. ओम शशि पुरंदराभ्यां नमः. ओम माता पितृ चरण कमलेभ्यो नमः. ओम इष्ट देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम कुल देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम ग्राम देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम स्थान देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम वास्तु देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः. ओम सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः. एतत् कर्म प्रधान भगवते श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः. Now next step is the sankalp. So head of the household, just on your right palm, take a little bit flower petal, little bit rice. I think right. Huh? Jamna rice. Sit properly. और जेस को इधर. नहीं Una, you can join for him. Now sankalpa, a little bit flower petal, little bit rice, and little bit water. Om Somkhaschaikadantashcha Kapilo Gajakarnakah Lambodharascha Vikro Vignanaso Vinayakah Dhumraketuraganaadhyakso Bhalachandro Gajananah Dvadasaitani Namani Japathe Sranayadapi Vidyarambe Vivahe Cha Praveshe Nirgame Tatha Sangrame Sankate Chaiva Vignaspasya Najayate Shuklambaradhanam Devam Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayeta Sarva Vignopashantaye Adhesitartha Siddhyartham Pujitoja Surasuraih Sarva Vignaharastasmai Ganadhipataye Namaha Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnura Vishnura Harira Harihi. Om Adya Maghe Mase Shukle Pakshe Purnimayam Tithau Vasarah Vasarastu Ravi Vasare. Then say your gotra, your name, your family member's name. Amuka Amuka Gotrasya Amuka Amuka Mahodayah Swapatnikaha Sakala Kutumbasya Sakala Parivara Sahitasya Shruti, Asmriti, Puranukta, Vedokta, Punya Phal Praptyartham, अप्राप्त लक्ष्मी प्राप्त्यर्थम प्राप्त लक्ष्मी चिरकाल संरक्षणार्थम सकल मन इप्सित कामना संसिद्ध्यर्थम लोकेवा राजसभायां तद्वारेवा सर्वत्र यश विजय लाभ आयु कीर्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम तथा च आधिदैविक आधिभौतिक आध्यात्मिक त्रिविधताप शमनोपनार्थम धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध फल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम भगवान श्री सत्यनारायण देवता कृत्यर्थम यथा ज्ञानेन मिलितोपचारेण पूजन पूर्वकम तत्कथा श्रवणम चाहम करिष्ये. That sankalpa offered in the front of Lord Ganesha. And now again hold the 1 spoon water just like this here. Okay. Part of the Satyanarayana puja. Again join your hands together. तदंगत्वेन प्रथमं गणपति पूजनम कलश आराधनम नवग्रह पूजनम दीप पूजनम दिग्रक्षणम चाहम करिष्ये. Offer the front of Lord Ganapati. So it was the sankalpa. After the sankalpa digrakshan रख दी. ठीक. आपका नाम क्या हुआ? अनुज. अनुज. केवल अनुज जी को करना है.
गुजराती हिंदी બધું સમજે છે મારા જૂના પાડોશી છે.
क्या हुआ? आप इनके पड़ोसी हो?
आंटी वहां पर ना वो
નો નો
विक्स रोड पर
अर्पित भाई के बाजू में.
ના હું રહું છું ત્યાં ઉપર રહેતા છે.
ऊपर
ओह,
विक्स रोड पर एलन एलन नहीं आंटी मैंने बोला बस थोड़ा सा क्रॉस कनेक्शन हो जाता है क्योंकि मेरी हिंदी अच्छी है और मुझे आता नहीं है. आंटी के नाम लोग चावल वगैरह खाते थे पर इसको वेरी को नहीं अब हम यही एशलन रोड पर ही हैं उसी वहीं पर ही है
મારા મારા બિલ્ડિંગ ઉપર રહેતા
वो रिकॉर्ड पे जा रहा
ऊपर
है.
रहता.
एड्रेस वहां.
कोई नहीं आज सब आ जाओ.
Okay, let's go to digrakshan. Next step is the digrakshan. The केवल मगन भाई कर से और आप करो. हाँ, just close your hand, do namaskar into all 10 directions. ओम नमोस्तु रुद्रेभ्यो जय दिव्ये खाम्बरखमिकवः तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचिर दशोदीचिर दशोर्ध्वाः तेभ्यो नमोस्तु तेनो बन्धु तेनो मृडयन्तु ते जन्तुकम्बो जशनो दृष्टितमेघां जम्मे दधमः. Now we have here lamp, so pray to the lamp. बोधीपा ब्रह्म रूपस्त्वं कर्म साक्षी यमनकृत जावत पूजा समाप्तिर स्यात् तावत् त्वं सुस्थिरो भव. ओम दीपलक्ष्म्यै नमः. Then just namaskar to this bell. ओम आगमनार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु राक्षसां घंटानादं प्रब्रवीत पश्चात् घंटां प्रपूजयेत. ओम गरुडवाहनाय नमः. ओम गरुडाय नमः. Then namaskar to this crunch. ओम पांजन्याय विद्महे पवमानाय धीमहि तन्नो शंखः प्रचोदयात्. ओम शंखस्थ पद्मावत्यै नमः. सकलोपचारार्थे गन्धाक्षत पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि. नमस्कारोमि. Now first we will worship to Lord Ganesha. So just little bit flower petal and a little bit rice, hold in your hand. And first we are going to invoke to Lord Ganesha. ओम विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्धिताय नागाननाय श्रुतिजग्न विभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते. कलंबोदरं नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकारयेषु सर्वदा. ओम सिद्धि बुद्धि सुभलाभ सहित श्री महागणपतये नमः. गणपतिं ध्यायामि ध्यान पुष्पां समर्पयामि. That Ganesha's plate, just bring it at the front of you. Yeah, take the plate. Be careful. Now take little bit rice, akshata, ओम मनोजो त्रिजुखतामार्यस्य बृहस्पतिर्गम्यमन्तरत्वरिष्टं जगद्वंशं दहार विश्वे देवासयमादयन्ता ओम प्रतिष्ठा ओम सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाम सहित श्री महागणपतये नमः इदम आवाहनम समर्पयामि आवाहयामि आवाहनम समर्पयामि then asan so again one flower petal ओम पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भाव्यं उतामृतत्वशेषानः जदन्नेनातिरोहति ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ समेत श्री महागणपतये नमः इदं पुष्प आसनं समर्पयामि then use the copper spoon and 4 times water offered to Lord Ganapati. First time in his feet, on his feet, second time in his hands, third time in his mouth. ओम देव सत्वा समितो प्रश्विष्णोर्बाहुभ्यां पुष्णो हस्ताभ्याम अपन का हाथ लगा ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ सहिता श्री महागणपतये नमः इदं पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि हस्तयोर अर्घ्यम अर्घ्यम समर्पयामि मुखे आचमनीयम समर्पयामि सर्वांगे सुस्नानियम जलम समर्पयामि then use the panchamrita you can see the panchamrita so 5 drop panchamrita offered to Lord Ganapati ओम पंचनद्याः सरस्वतीमपि जन्ति सस्रोतसः सरस्वती तु पंचधा सोदेशे हवत्सरिता पंचामृतं मया नीतं पयोदधे घृतं मधु शर्करया च समायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ सहिता श्री महागणपतये नमः पंचामृत स्नानीयं समर्पयामि again use the clean water ओम गंगे च जमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ समेत श्री महागणपतये नमः इदं शुद्धोदक स्नानीयं समर्पयामि then take one flower petal and in your second cup is kumkum in the third cup is turmeric powder so take the kumkum powder and turmeric powder and rice and all together just offer to Lord Ganapati. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ समेत श्री महागणपतये नमः सकलोपचारार्थे गंधाक्षत पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि. Now next is the Abhishek. So I will chant a few mantras and during this chanting just slowly offer the water. Om Naradubhacha प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरे नित्यं आयुष्कामार्थसिद्धये प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं सुदीर्घं तृतीयं कृष्णलिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजेन्द्रं धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं भालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं च पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं परं विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां धनार्थी लभते धनं पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रान् मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं जपेत गणपते स्तोत्रं खड्गमासैव लभेत संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नात्र संशयः अष्टाभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यश्च लिखित्वा समर्पयेत् तत्सविद्या भवेत् सर्वा गणेशस्य प्रसादतः इति श्रीनारदपुराणे संकटनाथं श्रीगणपति स्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्. Now use the clean water, clean the Lord Ganapati. You have the paper napkin, wipe him and put it back in the another copper plate. ओम शुद्धवालः सर्वशुद्धवालो मणिबाल तदसुनाः सेतः सेताक्षो वरुणस्ते रुद्राय पशुपतये करणा जामा विचारौद्रा नवो रूपाः पारजन्याः. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि सुबलाभ समेत श्री महागणपतये नमः इदं शुद्धोदक स्नानीयं समर्पयामि. शुद्धोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि. शुद्धोदक स्नानान्ते शुद्धाचमनीयं समर्पयामि. You can see in your puja thali you have red color thread. So take a little bit, one thread, and make, if possible, make a loop and offer to Lord Ganapati. Om, this is for his clothes. Put the panchamrita over there, otherwise maybe yeah. Yeah. ओम जुबासुवासाः परिवीत आकाशौ श्रेयान् भवति जायमानः तं धीरासः कवय उन्नयन्ति स्वाध्यो मनसा देवयन्तः शीतोष्णवास संत्रासं लज्जया रक्षणपरं देहालंकरणवस्त्रमतः अतः शान्तिं प्रयच्छ मे इदं वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं भगवते श्री सिद्धि बुद्धि शुभ लाभ सहित श्री महागणपतये नमः वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं समर्पयामि. Again take one thread, again make a loop and offer to Lord Ganpati. ओम जगनोपवेतां परमां पवित्रां प्रजापतेर्यसहजां पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रयां प्रतिमोजशोभ्रां जगनोपवेतां बलमस्तु तेजः इमे जगनोपवीते बृहस्पति देवते भगवते श्रीमन्महागणपतये नमः यज्ञोपवीतं समर्पयामि. यज्ञोपवीतान्ते शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि. शुद्ध आचमनीयान्ते. Now use the second cup, third cup, kumkum, turmeric powder, offer to him into the tilak. Changa. ओम श्रीखंड चंदनम देव्यां गंधाढ़्यं सुमनोहरां विलेपनं सुरश्रेष्ठा चंदनं प्रतिगृह्यताम् कुंकुमं कामना देव्यं कामनी कामदं शुभं कुंकुमेनार्चितो देव अतः शांतिं प्रयच्छ मे. Use the rice. ओम अक्षराश्च सुरश्रेष्ठ कुंकुमाक्ताश्च शोभिता मया निवेदितो भक्त्या गृहाणो गणनायक इदम् अक्षतं समर्पयामि. Then use little bit flower petal. ओम माल्यादीनि सुगंधीनि मालत्यादीनि वै प्रभो मया हृतानि पुष्पाणि पूजार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम्. एतानि पुष्पाणि ओम भगवते श्री सिद्धि विनायकाय नमः पुष्पं समर्पयामि. Then use other kind of the powders, orange color, white color, pink color powders, सिंदूर अबीर गुलाब. ओम अहिरेव श्वेत चूर्णम रक्त चूर्णम अबीर गुलाब. Oh, ahead of you. Very good. ओम अबीरं च गुलालं च चोगा चन्दनमेव च अबीरेणार्चितो देव अतः शान्तिं प्रयच्छ मे. एतानि नानाविध परिमल सौभाग्य द्रव्याणि भगवते श्री सिद्धि विनायकाय नमः नाना परिमल सौभाग्य चूर्णं समर्पयामि. Then offer him 2 times water, not in the Ganesha's plate, in the other plate. You have the plate, no. In your plate, wherever the cup it is. Yes. Well, first time for dhupam, second time for deepam. Om dhupam aghrapayami, deepakam samdarshayami, dhup deepante suddhachmaniyam samarpayami. Take one fruit in your hand and sprinkle all the water on fruit. Om bhurbhuvasvaha tasaviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi devo yo ओम भगवत्वा भगवते श्रीमन्महागणपतये नमः इदं नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि. Offer the front of Lord Ganpati and then make your left hand like curtain and use your right hand like a spoon and feed him, offer him 5 times. ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम व्यानाय स्वाहा ओम उदानाय स्वाहा ओम समानाय स्वाहा. 5 times water offer in the plate. ओम मध्ये मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि. उत्तरापोषणं समर्पयामि. हस्त प्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि. मुख प्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि. करद्वारार्थे गंधं समर्पयामि. Again feed him 5 times. ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम व्यानाय स्वाहा ओम उदानाय स्वाहा ओम समानाय स्वाहा. Again offer 5 times the water. ओम इदम उत्तरापोषणं समर्पयामि. ओम मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि. मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि. मुख प्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि. हस्त प्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि. करद्वारार्थे गंधं समर्पयामि. You have the water, right? If you don't have it, then another water.
Yes, we have.
Yes. Great. Right. Now take a little bit rice and offer to Lord Ganpati. Om Hiranyagarbha Garbhastam Hema Bijam Vibhavaso Ananda Punya Phalamata Atah Shanti Prayachame Idam Dravadakshanam Bhagavate Sri Siddhi Vinayakaya Namaha Dravadakshanam Samarpayami Dravadakshanam Te Pradakshanam. Close your hand and 3 times just make a circle ओम जानिकानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि सर्वाणि नश्यन्तु प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। इदं मंत्र प्रदक्षिणां भगवते श्री सिद्धिविनायकाय नमः। मंत्र प्रदक्षिणां समर्पयामि। आफ्टर मंत्र प्रदक्षिणा नमस्कार, again take the flower petal and rice and close your hand and do the final namaskar to Lord Ganpati. ओम गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूकफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपाद पंकजम्। ओम एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्। ओम भर्गस्व भगवते श्री रिद्धि सिद्धि बुद्धि शुभलाभ समेत श्री महागणपतये नमः। इदं प्रार्थना पूर्वकं नमस्कारोमि। Then again 1 spoon water and offer in another plate, not in the Ganesha's plate. अनेन कृतेन पूजनेन भगवान श्रीमन् महागणपति देवता प्रियतां नमः नमः। ओम गजानन गणपति महाराज की जय। गणपति बप्पा मोरया। मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। Now take the Ganesha's plate, put it in the side, and bring the kalasha water pot in the front of you. Be careful. This one, that is the full of the water. Take out the coconut. बगल में रखिए।
नहीं बगल में नहीं।
हाँ अलग से रख, अलग से। Yeah. So use your right hand, and now we are going to do the kalash puja.
Okay.
Right? So use your right hand and touch the kalash. ओम कलशस्य मुखे विष्णु कंठे रुद्र समाश्रितः मूले तस्य स्थितो ब्रह्मा मध्ये मातृणा स्मृताः कुक्षौ तु सागरा सर्वे सप्तद्वीपा वसुन्धरा ऋग्वेदो अथ यजुर्वेदो सामवेदो ह्यथर्वणः अंगैश्च सहिता सर्वे कलशस्य तु समाश्रिताः अत्र गायत्री सावित्री शान्ति पुष्टे करी तथा आयान्तु देव पूजार्थं दुरित क्षयकारकाः। Use the copper spoon and 4 times water, offer inside the kalash. Om Gange cha Jamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sandhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Sannidhim Kuru Kaveri Tungabhadra cha Krishnavetya cha Gautami Bhagirathi cha Vikhyata Panchaganga Prakirtita. Then take 1 flower petal, turmeric powder, kampu powder, rice, and all together offer inside the kalash. Rice it is in the first cup.
Yeah.
Offer inside the kalash. Sakalopachararthe gandhakshata puspani samarapayami. Offer the bitter leaf inside the kalash. Root which supposed to be down here. Om Ambe Ambike. No, it is already there. Just one leaf. One leaf is already there. So just touch the leaf. ओम अंबे अंबिके अंबालिके नमानयति कश्चन सतसुखः सुभद्रिकां काम्पिल्यवासनिम् इदं पंचपल्लवान स्वरूपेण तांबूलपत्राणि तांबूलपल्लवानि समर्पयामि. Then take the coconut. Make sure coconut's eyes should be up. Right. ओम श्रेष्ठते लक्ष्मी शब्दन्यावहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपमसनो व्यातम् इखन्निखाना मुम्मैखान सर्वलोकम् ईशान. Then little bit rice. ओम मनोज्योतिर्युक्तामाज्यस्य बृहस्पतिर्जगमिमन्तनुत्वर्ष्टम् जगगुंशं धातु विश्वे देवास इह मादयन्ताम् ओम प्रतिष्ठा. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री वरुणाराध्यावाहित कलशाधिष्ठित देवताभ्यो नमः. इदम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि. Then 3 times water. Just little bit water on coconut. ओम एतानि पाद्यार्घाचमनीय स्नानीय पुनराचमनीयानि. ओम भगवते श्री कलशाधिष्ठित वरुणाराध्यावाहित देवताभ्यो नमः. इदं पादयोः पाद्यं हस्तयोरर्घ्यम् अर्घ्यं मुखे आचमनीयम् आचमनीयम् सर्वांगे स्नानीयं जलं समर्पयामि. Then if you have this red thread, just take 1 thread and offer on coconut. इधर ओम वसो पवित्रमसे शतधारम वसो पवित्रमसे सहस्रधारम देव सद्वा सविता पुनात वसो पवित्रेण शतधारेण सुक्वा कामधुक्ष इदं वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं भगवते श्री कलशाधिष्ठित वर्णाद्यावाहित देवताभ्यो नमः इदं वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं समर्पयामि. Use the red color powder and do the tilak each side of the कलश, all four sides, and fifth time just on coconut. ओम पूर्वे ऋग्वेदाय नमः ऋग्वेदं संपूजयामि. दक्षिणे यजुर्वेदाय नमः यजुर्वेदं संपूजयामि. पश्चिमे सामवेदाय नमः सामवेदं संपूजयामि. मध्ये अपांपतये पर उत्तरे अथर्ववेदाय नमः अथर्ववेदं संपूजयामि. मध्ये अपांपतये वरुणाय नमः अपांपतये वरुणं संपूजयामि. Then take the hold the flower and rice in your hand, and now we pray to the Lord Varuna. Om Namo Namaste Spadika Prabhaya Suswetahārāya Sumangalāya Supāsahastāya Jhathāsanāya Jaladhināthāya Namo Namaste पाशपाणि नमस्तोभ्यां पद्मने जीवनायक जावत् पूजां करिष्यामि तावत् त्वं सुस्थिरो भव. ओम भगवते श्री अपांपतये वरुणाय नमः सकलोपकारार्थे गन्धाक्षर पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि नमस्करोमि. Offer on the coconut. Now use your both hands and gently hold the kalash in your hand. Give it to Papa. Give it to your dad. Om Bho Brahmanaha Sakala Kutumbasya. This is next is called Punya Vacha. Bho Brahmanaha Sakala Kutumbasya Sakala Parivar Saitasya Karishyamanaaya Shri Satyanarayana Puja Karmangatena Asirvachanamapikshamanaya Punyam Kalyanam Riddhim Swasti Shri Iti Bhavantu Brahvantu Naha. Om Astu Punyaham Astu Punyaham Astu Punyaham. ओम कल्याणमस्तु ओम कल्याणमस्तु ओम कल्याणमस्तु ओम कर्मरिद्धताम 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 ओम आयुष्यमते स्वस्ति आयुष्यमते स्वस्ति आयुष्यमते स्वस्ति ओम अस्तु श्रीहि अस्तु श्रीहि अस्तु श्रीहि. Now carefully just use your hand and touch the forehead with the kalash. Each one, and then put it back. ओम यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयोर्भूतिर्ध्रुवाणि तिरमतिर्मम अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. Take one spoon water, offer in the plate. अनेन कृतेन पूजनेन भगवान श्री वरुणाराध्यावाहित देवता प्रियताम नमः नमः. Now take the colors and put it possible behind the Ganesh. Here. Next step is the Navagraha Puja. Give me your small plate. So I can clean it. Yeah, this one. Put one flower petal in the middle, and maybe you have one supari betel nut, right, on the flower petal. That is that represents the Navagraha. Vanilla?
ના છે ના છે.
So take the flower petal and the rice. Next shloka is very common. Brahma Murari Tripurantakari. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashe Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shukra Sani Rahu Ketavah Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om Bhurvaswa Bhagavate Sri Suryadi Navagraha Devtabhyo Namaha Dhyayami ध्यान पुष्पम समर्पयामि. Little bit rice. ओम मनोजूद्र जुगदा माजिस्य बृहस्पति जन्मंतनं वर्षम जगे गुंकम दरात विश्वे देवा स इहमादयन्ताम ओम प्रतिष्ठा. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. आवाहयामि आवाहनम समर्पयामि. Then one flower petal. ओम पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं जलभूतं च भाव्यं उतामृतत्वशेषानः जगन्नेनातिरोहति. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. इदं पुष्प आसनं समर्पयामि. Then 4 times water. ओम देवसत्वा सवितो प्रश्नोर्बाहुभ्यां पुष्णो हस्ताभ्याम. ओम एतानि पाद्यार्घाचमनि अष्टानि पुनराचमनियानि. ओम भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. इदं पादयोः पाद्यं हस्तयोः अर्घ्यं अर्घ्यं मुखे आचमनीयं सर्वांगे स्वस्नानियं जलं समर्पयामि. Then 5 drop पंचामृत. ओम पंचनद्यः सरस्वतीम् अपि जन्ति सस्रोतसः. सरस्वती तो पंचधासो देशे अभवत् सरिता. पंचामृतं मया नीतं पयोदधे घृतं मधु शर्करया च समायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम्. इदं पंचामृत स्नानीयं भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. पंचामृत स्नानीयं समर्पयामि. Then 1 spoon water. ओम गंगे च जमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृह्यताम्. ओम भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. शुद्धोदक स्नानीयं समर्पयामि. Then 1 flower petal. कंकु चोखा. चोखा means rice. अक्षता. That's it. Kumkum, rice and flower. Just all 3 together offer to Navagraha. Saklopacharathe gandhakshat puspani samarpayami namaskaromi. Now, this time I will chant the Navagraha Suktam, and during this chanting, slowly offer the water on Navagraha. Okay? No, on Navagraha. ओम जपा कुसुम संकासं काश्यपेयं महाबुधिं तमोरिं सर्वपापघ्नं प्रणतो अस्मि दिवाकरं. दधेशं गतुषाराभं क्षीरोदार्णव संभवं नमामि शशनं सोमं संभोर मुकुटभूषणं. धरणी गर्भ संभूतं विद्युत कांति समप्रभं कुमारं शक्तिहस्तं च मंगलं प्रणमाम्यहम्. ओम प्रियंगु कलिका श्यामं रूपेणा प्रतिमं बुधं सौम्यं सौम्यगुणोपेतं तं बुधं प्रणमाम्यहम्. ओम देवानां च ऋषीणां च गुरुं काञ्चन सन्निभं बुद्धिभूतं त्रिलोकेशं तं नमामि बृहस्पतिं. हिमकुन्दमृणालाभं दैत्यानां परमं गुरुं सर्वशास्त्र प्रवक्तारं भार्गवं प्रणमाम्यहम्. नीलाञ्जनसमाभासं रविपुत्रं यमाग्रजं छायामातङ्ग सम्भूतं तं नमामि शनैश्वरं. अर्धकायं महावीर्यं चन्द्रादित्यविमर्दनं सिंहकागर्भसम्भूतं तमराहुं प्रणमाम्यहम्. पलासपुष्पसङ्कासं तारकाग्रहमस्तकं रौद्रं रौद्रात्मकं घोरं तं केतुं प्रणमाम्यहम्. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. अमृतोदक अभिषेकम् अर्पणमस्तु. Now use the clean water, clean them, wipe them, and then put it back at the dry plate. ओम सुधवालः सर्वशुद्धवालो मणिबाल तदस्विनाः सेतः सेताक्षो अरुणस्ते रुद्राय पशुपतये कर्णा जामावृता रौद्रा नभो रूपाः कारजन्याः. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. इधर एक वो तपेली है, इधर this is yours, sir. Okay. Don't let it go anywhere. Right? Yes, sir. No. Take 1 flower petal and in the small plate.
Yeah, you can keep it here without screen. Right.
Yes. Sure. You have the red color thread?
Yes.
Yeah, take only one. Just a little bit. Make a loop and offer on the 9th plate. ओम भूर्भुवस्व भगवते श्री सूर्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. इदं वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं समर्पयामि. Use the all kind of powders. Om Kumkumam Kamana Devyam Kamane Kamadam Subham Kumkuminarchito Deva Atah Santim Prayachame. Om Manasto Ketanaye Mana Aiki Manogo Kuman Vasuridika Mano Viran Trabhamino Vadhiravasmanda Sadamitva Havamahe Shwet Churnam Rakta Churnam Harikram Kumkumam Tatha Sindurena Archito Deva Atah Santim Prayachame. Om Bhurvaswa Bhagavate Shri Suryadina Vakraha Devtabhyo Namaha. Om Idam Saklopchararthe Gandhakshata Puspani Samarpayami. Take the flower petal and rice in your hand and do the final namaskar. Om Suryaha Sauryamatendurojja Padavim Sanamangalam Mangalaha Sadabodhim Chabudho Gurucha Gurutam Shukram Sukham Shamshanihi Rahura Bahubalam Karotu Satatam Ketun Kulasyonnati Nityam Pritikara Bhavantu Mamate Sarve Anukula Graha Om Adityaya Cha Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Sanibhyascha Rahave Ketave Namaha Om Bhagavate Shri Suryadi Namagraha Devtabhyo Namaha Sakalopchararthe Gandhakshata Puspani Samarpayami Namaskaromi. 1 spoon water in another plate. Anena Kirtena Pujanena Bhagavan Shri Suryadina Vigraha Priyam Tam Namama Namama. Bol the Surya Narayan Bhagavan ki Jai. Now take the Navagraha plate and put it near the kalash. And I'll take one bigger plate. Do you have one? Yeah. See, has it? Right. Now I will give you some special tea. You take this one. She takes this one. Put one flower petal. Okay, masala grounds. Ashok. This is with Satyanarayana. Now take the flower petal. Do you want more flower petal? Now take one flower petal and rice in your hand. Next shloka is also very common. Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam. Hold it like this. Om Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogabhirdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatham Sasankha Chakram Sakirita Kundalam Sapeta Vastram Sarasirohikranam Saharavakshasthala Shobhita Kaustubham Namami Vishnum Sirsa Chaturbhujam Om Narayana Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat Om Bhurvasvaha Bhagavate Shri Satyadevaya Namaha Dhyayami Dhyana Puspam Samarapayami. Then one flower petal for his asana. Harihi Om Om Purukhaye Vedagum Sarvam Jadbhutam Jacha Bhavyam Utamretato Ashiyeshanah Jadannena Tirohati Om Bhurvasva Bhagavate Shri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Puspa Asanam Samarapayami. Puspa Asanante, take 1 spoon water. That water after the mantra offer on his feet. Om Etavanasya Mahimato Jayasya Puruha Padosya Svabhutani Tripadasya Divi Om Bhagavate Shri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Padayoh Padyam Samarapayami. Again take 1 spoon water. This time just mix a little bit rice, little bit kampu and 1 flower petal. So this is called Arghya. and this arghya, it goes in his hands. Om Tripadurgvabudait Purukha Pado Seha Bhavat Punaha Tato Vikum Vikramata Shashanana Sane Adhi Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Hastayor Argyam Samara Payami. Again, take 1 spoon water. This time, water goes in his mouth. This is called Achmani. Om Tato Berada Jayata Berajo Adhipuruha Sajato Atirchata Paschat Bhumi Matho Puraha Om Bhagavate Sri Satyanarayana Namaha Mukhe Achmaniyam Samara Payami. Again, take 1 spoon water. This time, offer on his head. Om Gange cha Jamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Snanartham Pratigrihatam Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Suddhodak Snaniyam Samarapayami. Now use Panchamrita. Generously, just offer him 5 times.
On head or like
हाँ जैसे साबुन लगाते हैं ना, तो कहाँ पे लगाते हैं? पूरी बॉडी में, है ना? तो वैसे ही भगवान का जो है गौदुग्ध, है ना? तो यहाँ पर गैया होती नहीं है देसी, नहीं तो हमारे गोविंद, उनका नाम है गोविंद गोपाल, है ना? गोविंद और गोपाल, है ना? तो गोरस, व्हाट इज कॉल्ड गोरस, यानी milk from the cow, yogurt from the cow, ghee from the cow, right? So 5 times. Om Payodade Ghritam Chaiva Madhucha Sarakaranvitam Panchamritam Mayanetam Sthanartham Pratigrihatam Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Panchamrita Asnaniyam Samarapayami. Om Panchanadya 5 times. Om Panchanadya Saraswati Mapijanti Sasrodasaha Saraswati to Panchada Sodesi Avasarita Om Idam Panchamrita Snaniyam Bhagavate Sri Satyanarayana Namaha Panchamrita Snanam Samarpayami Panchamrita Snanante 1 spoon water Suddhodak Snaniyam Samarpayami Suddhodak Snanante again take 1 spoon water and just mix a little bit that sandal powder, orange color. Om Gandhadvaram Duradharasam Nityakushtam Karikhanim Eswarim Sarvabhutanam Tamiho Kahapye Sriyamma Om Bhagavate Sri Satyanarayana Namaha Idam Gandhodakasnaniyam Samarapayami. Again use 1 spoon water. Gandhodakasnanante Suddhodakasnanam Samarapayami Suddhodakasnanante Suddhachmaniyam Samarapayami. Again take 1 spoon water. This time mix a little bit turmeric powder. Pinch your finger like this, chutki. Right, correct. Om Malaya Chala Sambhuta Chandane Nave Nisradam Udvartanam Maya Deva Snanartham Pratigrihatam Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Idam Udvartana Snaniyam Samarapayami. Then 1 spoon water. Om Udvartana Snanante Puna Suddhodak Snaniyam Samarapayami. Then do the Panchopchar Puja. Panchopchar Puja means first pillar. Om Sri Khanda Chandanam Divyam Gandhadhyam Sumanoharam Vilepanam Surasrestha Chandanam Pratigrihatam Kanku, rice, flour. Sakalopachararthe Gandhakshara Puspani Samarpayami Namaskaromi Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha. Sakalopachararthe Gandhakshara Puspani Samarpayami Namaskaromi. Now this time make sure you have the enough water. If you need water, water is here in the cup. Fill it up. बरोबर हाँ तो मैं शंख ले पानी छे तुम्हारे पास एनफ पानी छे वाटर लोटा में उल्टा है तुम्हारे सामने right so during this chanting the next mantra that is called Purusha Sukta, and during the Purusha Sukta chanting slowly offer the water to Lord Sri Satyanarayana Dev. Okay, Hamza, ready? Bole Sri Satyadev Bhagavan ki हरि ओम ओम सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपादः भूमिगुं सर्वतस्पृतवाक्यात् सदशाङ्गूलं पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं जभूतं यशभाव्यम् उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः जगन्नेनातिरोहति एतावान् स महिमातो जयाञ्च पूर्वः आपोस्य स्वाभूतानि कृपादस्यामृतं दिवे कृपादुर्भवुदैः पूर्वः आरोस्तेहा भव पुनः ततो विकुम्भिकामतः शासनान तने अभि तपोविराजो अभिपूरुषः प्रजातो वत्यर्चतमश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः तस्माज्जया समहुतः सम्भृतं प्रथराज्यं स्वपूर्तान्ते वायव्या नारण्या राम्या चगे तस्माज्जया समहुतरितः सामानि किरेशं नावुन्दिर तस्माज्जलसमादजायत तस्माद्वा अजायन्त येकेतो भयानकः नावो भजकिरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः संजयं वरहिः प्रोक्षं पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्यारेखयश्चर्य यत्पुरुषं जदधुः स्वतिधाव्यकपयन्त मुखं किमस्यासि किं बाहु किमूरुरारा उच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमावते बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरो तस्य वैश्यः प्रभ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमासो जातजथोः सूर्यो अजायत स्रोताद्वायुश्च प्राणश्च मुखात् निर्जायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तर्षगुं क्षेष्मौद्यौः समवतः प्रभ्यां भूमिकृतः स्रोतात् तथा लोकाम् अकल्पयन् चतुर्भेन हविषादेव जयमदन्वद वसन्तो स्यादिराज्यं ग्रीष्म इमः सर्वभिः सप्तास्यासन् परिधायत्रिः सप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा जयं तन्वान् अवधरन् पुरुषं ततुम् जगेन जयमयजन्त देवास्तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन्न देहनागं महिमानः सजन्तरपूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् अमृतोदकाभिषेकम् अर्पणमस्तु ततः निर्माल्यं विसृज्य. Now take one flower petal from the Lord's Satyanarayana's feet. That is called a nirmal. You can also take one, just little bit smell it, little bit touch it on your eyelid, touch it on your forehead, make one circle around your head and put it back. And then clean your hand. Nirmalyam visrijya. Now use the clean water offered to the Lord Satyanarayana Dev. Clean him, wipe him. Ganga Sindhu Saraswati cha Jamuna Godavari Kaveri Sarayu Mahendra Tanaya Charamanvati Vegika Ksheprave Pravate Mahasuranadi Khyata Gaya Gandaki Purna Purna Jalena Samudra Sahita Kurya Sada Mangalam. Om Bhurvaswa Bhagavate Shri Satyadevaya Namaha. Idam Suddhodaka Asnaniyam Samara Payami. Om Suddhavalah Sarvashuddhavalo Manivala Tadasunaha Setah Setaksho Varunaste Rudraya Pashupataye Karana Jama Avlita Rudra Nabho Rupaha Arjanyaha Suddhodakasnaniyam Samara Payami. एक फुल्ली पाखड़ी take one red color thread. शुद्धोदक स्नानान्ते शुद्धाचमनीं समर्पयामि शुद्ध आचमनीयान्ते वस्त्रोपवस्त्रम् ओम वसोः पवित्रमसि सतधारं वसोः पवित्रमसि सहस्रधारम् देव सत्वा सविता पुनात वसोः पवित्रेण शतधारेण शुक्वा कामधुक्षः इदं वस्त्रोपवस्त्रम् ओम भर्गस्व भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः वस्त्रोपवस्त्रं समर्पयामि वस्त्रोपवस्त्रान्ते one spoon water in another plate शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि शुद्ध आचमनीयान्ते यज्ञोपवीतम you have the white color thread you can see एक नारा छड़ी ले लो हाँ ओम जगनोपवीतम परमां पवित्रं प्रजापतेर्य सहजां पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रयं प्रथमं च शोभ्रं जगनोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः इमे यज्ञोपवीते बृहस्पते दैवते भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः यज्ञोपवीतं समर्पयामि यज्ञोपवीतान्ते शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि now sandal powder kumkum powder rice ओम श्रीखंड चंदनम देव्यं गंधाढ्यं सुमनोहरं विलेपनं शुरा श्रेष्ठ चंदनं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ओम भर्गस्व भगवते श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः श्रीखंड चंदनं समर्पयामि श्रीखंड चंदनान्ते कुंकुमं कामना दिव्यं कामनी कामदं शुभं कुंकुमेनार्चितो देव अतः शांतिं प्रयच्छामि इदं कुंकुमाभरणं भगवते श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः कुंकुमाभरणं समर्पयामि ओम अक्षताश्च सुरश्रेष्ठ कुंकुमाक्षता मया निवेदितो भक्त्या गृहाण परमेश्वर इदम अक्षतम ओम भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः अक्षतम समर्पयामि देन फ्लावर पेटल्स ओम सेवन्ति कावकुलचाम्पकपाटलाब्जै पुन्नागजातकरवीररसाल पुष्पैः बेल्वप्रवाल तुलसीदल मञ्जरीभिः त्वं पूजयामि जगदेश्वरमे प्रसीद little bit more flower एतानि पुष्पाणि ओम भर्गस्व भगवते श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः नानाविध पुष्पं समर्पयामि now you can see you have the one a small bowl the filled with the yellow rice so now next is now we are going to do 108 times Lord Satyanarayana Puja. It is called Nam Puja, means Archana. So 108 times. On each Namaha, you have to offer on his feet. Okay? Ready? Om Shri Satyanarayanam Devam Vandeham Kamadam Prabhum Lileya च ततो विश्वं जेन तस्मै नमो नमः ओम विष्णवे ओम लक्ष्मीपतये ओम कृष्णाय ओम वैकुंठाय ओम गरुड़ध्वजाय ओम परब्रह्मणे ओम जगन्नाथाय ओम वासुदेवाय ओम त्रिविक्रमाय ओम दैत्यान्तकाय ओम मधुरिपवे ओम तारक्षवाहाय ओम सनातनाय ओम नारायणाय ओम पद्मनाभाय ओम ऋषिकेशाय ओम सुधाप्रदाय ओम माधवाय ओम पुंडरीकाक्षाय ओम स्तुतिकर्त्रे ओम परात्पराय ओम वनमालिने ओम यज्ञरूपाय ओम चक्रपाणये ओम गदाधराय ओम उपेन्द्राय ओम केशवाय ओम हंसाय ओम समुद्रमथनाय ओम हरये ओम गोविंदाय ओम ब्रह्मजनकाय ओम कैटभासुरमर्दनाय ओम श्रीधराय ओम कामजनकाय ओम शेषशायिने ओम चतुर्भुजाय ओम पांचजन्यधराय ओम श्रीमते ओम शारंगपाणये ओम जनार्दनाय ओम पीतांबरधराय ओम देवाय ओम सूर्य चंद्र विलोचनाय ओम मत्स्य रूपाय ओम कूर्म रूपाय ओम क्रोध रूपाय ओम नृकसेरणे ओम वामनाय ओम भार्गवाय ओम रामाय ओम हलिने ओम कल्किने ओम हयाननाय ओम विश्वंभराय ओम शिशुमाराय ओम श्रीकराय ओम कपिलाय ओम ध्रुवाय ओम दत्तात्रेयाय ओम अच्युताय ओम अनंताय ओम कुंदाय ओम ओम दधिवामनाय, ओम धन्वंतरये, ओम श्रीनिवासाय, ओम प्रद्युम्नाय, ओम पुरुषोत्तमाय, ओम श्री वत्स कौस्तुभोधराय, ओम मुरारातये, ओम अधोक्षजाय, ओम ऋषभाय, ओम मोहिनी रूप धारणे, ओम संकर्षणाय, ओम पृथवे, ओम क्षीराब्धिसायने, ओम भूतात्मने, ओम अनिरुद्धाय, ओम अप्रमेयात्मने, ओम त्रिधाम्ने, ओम भूतभावनाय, ओम श्वेत द्वीप निवास्तव्याय, ओम सूर्य मंडल मध्यगाय, ओम सनकादि मुनिध्येयाय, ओम गजेंद्र वरदाय, ओम नराय, ओम नीलकांताय, ओम धराकांताय, ओम वेदात्मने, ओम बादरायणाय, ओम भागीरथी जन्म भूमि पादाब्जाय, ओम सताम प्रभवे, ओम स्वयं भुवे, ओम विभवे, ओम घनश्यामाय, ओम जगत्कारणाय, ओम अव्ययाय, ओम बुद्धावताराय, ओम शांतात्मने, ओम लीलाधृत नराकृतये, ओम दामोदराय, ओम विराट रूपाय, ओम भूत भव्य भवत् प्रभवे, ओम आदिदेवाय, ओम देवदेवाय, ओम प्रहलाद परिपालकाय, ओम श्री भूमि नीला समेत श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। अष्टोत्तर शत पूजां च समर्पयामि। Now use the all kind of different kind of powders, color powders. ओम अहिरिव भोगैः परयेतिं बाहुं ध्यायां हेतिं परिमारमानः हस्तघ्नो विश्वा वायुने विद्वन पुमान पुमानवं समपरिपात विश्वतः। ओम श्वेत चूर्णम रक्त चूर्णम हरिद्राम कुमकुमं तथा सिंदूरेणार्चितो देव अतः शांते प्रयच्छमे। ओम भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः। इदं नानाविध परिमल सौभाग्य द्रव्याणि समर्पयामि। At the end of each sentence, this word comes samarpayami. Right? Now, next is the dhupa and deep. So, for dhupa, dhup is here, deep is here. So, use the spoon, take the water, and offer in the another plate. After the mantra, yes. ओम ब्राह्मणोस्य मुखमासेत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ओरो तादस्य जलवैश्यः पद्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत। ओम भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः। धूपां पयामि आघ्रापयामि। Now again take 1 spoon water. ओम चंद्रमा मनसो जात चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत श्रोता वायुश्च प्राणश्च मुखादग्निर्जायत। ओम भृगस्व भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः। इदं दीपकां समर्पयामि। धूप दीपान्ते शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। Now this time you have the little leaf, pan, puja thali. So take the pan and whatever the fruit you have in your puja thali, put it on. एक अच्छा बनाना हो ना तुम्हारा बना ले ऑरेंज भी ले लो बनाना भी ले
Whatever you have.
yeah whatever you have बरोबर then just a little bit sprinkle the water on fruit. Om bhurvuvasvah tatsaviturva bhargo दयाता। ओम ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्मभिः ब्रह्माणो ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना। ओम भगवस्व भगवते श्री सत्यदेवाय नमः। इदं नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि निवेदयामि। Now over in 5 times नैवेद्य। ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, ओम अपानाय स्वाहा, ओम व्यानाय स्वाहा, ओम उदानाय स्वाहा, ओम समानाय स्वाहा। 5 times water in आचमनी पात्र। ओम मध्ये मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि, उत्तरापोषणं समर्पयामि, हस्तप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि, मुखप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि, करोद्गुणार्थे गंधं समर्पयामि। Again offering 5 times naivedya. Om pranaya swaha, om apanaya swaha, om dhyanaya swaha, Om Udanaya Swaha. Om Samanaya Swaha. Again 5 times with water. Om Idam Purva Poshanam Jalam Samarpayami. Madhye Achmaniyam Samarpayami. Om Uttara Poshanam Samarpayami. Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami. Mukha Prakshalanam Samarpayami. Karodvararthe Gandham Samarpayami. You have one another betel nut, Sopari, put it on the pan. Om Jatapurukhen Avikadeva Jagamatanvata Vasanto Syasi Dajam Grishme Mahasarathavihi. Om Idam Mukpasate Pugi Phal Tambulam Samarpayami. Pugi Phal Tambulante Suddha Achmaniyam Samarpayami. Then little bit rice. Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhuta Sajataha Patireka Asita Sutadhara Pradvidyamute Mam Kasamai Devaya Havikha Videma Hiranyagarbha Garbhastam Hemabijam Vibhavaso Ananta Punya Phaladamadaha Ataha Shantim Prayachame Idam Dravadakshanam Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Dravadakshanam Samarpayami. Then 4 times Pradakshana. Om Jaytirthani Pracharanti Srika Hastani Khanginah Dekhagum Sahasrayojaneva Dhanvani Tanmasi. Om Bhagavate Sri Satyadevaya Namaha Mantra Pradakshanam Samarpayami. Now take the flower petal and rice in your hand and do the final namaskar. Om Namo Swanantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasrapadakshi Sirurudahave Sahasranamne Purushaya Sashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha. Shri Satyanarayanam Devam Vandeham Kamadam Prabhum Leelaya Jatato Vishwam Jena Tasmai Namo Namaha. Om Bhagavate Shri Satyadevaya Namaha. Idam Prarthana Purvakam Namaskarana Samarpayami. 1 spoon water in another plate. Anena Katena Pudrina Bhagavan Shri Satyadeva Priyatam Namama Namama. Om Shri Satyadeva Bhagavan Ki Jai. Now Katha. So, एक chapter तमें पढ़ो, right? One, you. If anybody wants from the Darshak side, Shota side, Singh Sahab. Oh, क्या गया? Doctor Sahab ने लिखा. Yeah, you sir.
Is it in Hindi?
No, in English.
I'll read it. No.
I prefer the younger generation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
आपने तो 1000 बार सुनी ही होगी ना? हाँ, अभी इनकी बारी है. Good sir, right sir.
Puja. Oh, puja.
हाँ, पूजा. Hold one flower petal in your hand and listen. Bari bari se one by one. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So Jajman, please take a flower petal in your hand and listen the story. The story is the same, similar story. Nothing changed, right?
अब इंग्लिश में आ गई. अब इंग्लिश में हो गई. Story.
Language just to understand.
Yeah.
Goal is same, the story is same. Language is की English को French कर दो, French को German कर दो, German को Portuguese कर दो. Om Shri Satyanarayanam Devam Vandeham Kamadam Prabhum Leelaya च ततो विश्वम जेन तस्मै नमो नमः. Om Namo Devye Mahadevye Shivaya Satatam Namaha. Namaha Prakriti Bhadraye Neta Pratah Smatam. Om Atha Shri Satyanarayana Vrat Katha Prathamo Adhyayah. Shri Vyasuvacha Ekadane Visharanye Rishya Sonakadaya Prapuchurmuniyah Sarve Sutam Pauranikam Khalu. ऋषिः उचुः व्रतेन तपसा किं वा प्राप्स्यते वाञ्छितं फलं तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि कथयस्व महामुने. A story of Lord Shri Satyanarayana Bhagavan, chapter 1. If you read in your way, then I can't understand. Go slow and love it.
Okay. Once upon a time, while traveling the three worlds, Yogi Raj Naradmuni reached Mithila, planet Earth. He saw the human beings suffering immensely. He visited the abode of Lord Vishnu, who alone can relieve mankind from his sufferings. There he met the Almighty Lord Vishnu with 4 arms, having Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, wearing Tulsi Mala, garland in his neck. He started to pray and requested, "O Lord, you are the supreme power. Nothing can touch you, not even wings or minds can get you. Your power is limitless. You know everything. You help your devotees to overcome their sufferings and sorrows." Hearing all the pleadings of Satyanarayana Muni, the Almighty Supreme Lord Vishnu, knowing everything, asked Narad, "O Narad, why have you come to me? And what do you want from me? Tell me, I want to hear the same from you." Yogi Raj Narad replied, "O Lord, I just went to Mithila, where I saw all kinds of human beings suffering and sorrow due to their previous karma. O Lord, the Almighty, is there no way to make their suffering become less, or is it still possible that they get complete moksha from their suffering? If so, please let us know." The Lord at once replied, "O Narad, you have asked a very good question for the benefit of all humankind. To free mankind from all sufferings and to ultimately reach heaven, there is one great fast, and today I will tell you all about it. Anyone who does Shri Satyanarayana's Vrita and Puja in the right way will get all the pleasures on earth and will reach his goal." Yogi Raj Narad then asked, "O Lord, has anyone kept this fast before? This work is done on which day, and how exactly is it done? Please do let us know all the details." Whosoever does Bhagavan Shri Satyanarayana's Katha with Brahman and with family with full rights will be relieved of his suffering and sorrows, will be bestowed with increase in wealth and wisdom, will be blessed with children, get overall victory and increased devotion. For this prayer, one requires wrecked bananas, ghee, milk, and true made with wheat flour, ghee, and sugar. After the prayers, all present must have prasad, and then take their meals together, and then sing, praise, and chant mantras of Lord Satyanarayana. By doing this, their wishes will become fulfilled. This written Maghi gives the dream very quickly. This chapter of Shri Satyanarayana Swami is over. All chant Shri Satyanarayana.
Satyanarayana Deva ki jai. Shri Skanda Purane Devakhande Shri Satyanarayana Vrtkatayam Prathamodhyaya. That flower offered to the Bhagavan. Again, take one flower petal in your hand, and now the chapter 2. Give it to me. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. If you want, stay. Now, third is your chapter. Okay? This chapter 2.
The Lord said, "O Nanda, now I will tell you about the first person who did this fast. In a place named Sundar-Kashmir, there used to live a very innocent Brahmin. In hunger and thirst, he used to roam for his daily bread. When the loving Lord saw the Brahmin in sorrow and begging daily, he took the disguise of an old Brahmin and asked him, 'Oh dear, why are you so sad? Please tell me all about your difficulties. Is there any way I could help you out?' The Brahmin told the Lord, 'I am a poor Brahmin, and I roam daily for bread. Do you know if there is any way to come out of all this sorrow?' The old Brahmin, i.e. the Lord, said, 'Lord Satyanarayana grants all the wishes of all the people. Dear Brahmin, this is why if you pray to him and keep his fast, you will overcome all your sorrow and get moksha.' After telling him all the details of the prayer and the fast, the old Brahmin, i.e. the Lord, disappeared. The Brahmin could not sleep that night. He kept thinking of the fast and the prayer which the Lord had asked him to do. In the morning, he woke up with the thought that anyhow he must do the prayer, and went out for his bhiksha. On that day, the Brahmin got a lot of money, from which he bought all the necessary things for the prayer, called his family, and did the Lord Satyanarayana's prayer. By doing so, the Brahmin overcame all his sorrows and became rich. From that time onwards, he used to do the prayers every month without fail. In this way, whoever does Lord Satyanarayana's prayer will get moksha. Anyone on earth who does this prayer will be relieved from all sorrows. When Nada Muni noticed that the people on earth were eager to know about the other people who kept this fast, he narrated another story. The same Brahmin, now a rich person, used to do the prayer every month without fail with his family. One day he was doing his prayer, a woodcutter passed from there. After keeping the bundle of wood outside the Brahmin's house, he went in for some water. The thirsty woodcutter saw the Brahmin doing his prayers. He bowed down to the Brahmin and asked him, "Oh Brahmin, what are you doing? Please tell me all about it." He replied, "To grant all the wishes of human beings, this fast and prayer is useful. I have acquired all the wealth and fame by doing this prayer of Lord Satyanarayana. After hearing about the prayer and drinking the water, the woodcutter felt happy. He ate the prasad and left for his house. Thinking of Lord Satyanarayana in his mind, he said, "Whatever today I get from selling the wood, I will also do this prayer." So thinking, he kept the bundle of wood on his head and left homewards. On the way home, he went roaming in Sundarnagar for selling the wood. On that day, he got 4 times more money than usual for the wood. Feeling happy, he went and bought all the things necessary for the prayers, like ripe bananas, sugar, ghee, wheat flour, etc., and proceeded homewards. On reaching his house and after cleaning it, he called his family and did the prayer with due respect. The reward of the fast was that he became rich and had all the pleasures of life on this earth, and in the end of his life, he went to heaven.
इति श्री पुराणे देवाखण्डे श्री सत्यनारायण प्रतिष्ठायां द्वितीयोऽध्यायः बोले श्री सत्यदेव भगवान की जय। Come here, Mike is here. Just speak with me. It's okay. You come here. Sit here. Here. You come here. Facing this one. Okay. Chapter 3. अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः।
Sadhuraj Narad said, "O dear people, now let me tell you another story. There was a king named Ogamuk. He was very wise. He would go daily to the temple and give donation to the Brahmins. His wife was a pious and beautiful lady. At the banks of Madhushala River, one day when they were doing Lord Shri Satyanarayana's prayer, a wealthy businessman was passing from there. He anchored his boat and went up to the king and asked him, "O king, what are you doing with so much bhakti? I wish to know, please tell me all about it." The king replied, "O merchant, I am praying to the great Almighty, the boon giver, Lord Satyanarayana, for a son." The merchant, on hearing this, requested the king to tell him all about the fast and prayer, as he was childless too. The king told him the full details of prayer and fast. After hearing all the details, he decided in his mind to keep this fast. The merchant then left homewards. On reaching home, he told his wife Leelawati all about the fast and prayer and said, "We will do this fast when we get a child." One day, with the grace of Lord Satyanarayana, his wife became pregnant. In 10 months' time, she gave birth to a beautiful daughter. They named her Kalawati. Days passed. One day, Leelawati slowly and sweetly reminded her husband about the prayer and fast and requested him to fulfill his promise. The merchant told his wife that during the time of Kalawati's wedding, it would be easy to observe the same, for at the moment he was busy in his business. So saying, he left for his business trip to various villages. Kalawati grew up to be a beautiful girl. When the merchant saw that his daughter was of marriageable age, he called the matchmaker and requested him to search an equal match for his daughter. Hearing the merchant's request, the matchmaker reached Kanchan Nagar. From there, he brought a proposal of a young handsome boy. The merchant liked the proposal, for the boy had all good qualities too. He then spoke to the boy's parents and fixed his daughter's marriage. The marriage was done with all the religious ceremonies and rituals. Unfortunately, the merchant forgot all about his promise to do the Lord Satyanarayana prayer and fast. The Lord got angry at the false promise made by the merchant. The merchant, after a few days, left for his business trip with his son-in-law. They anchored the boat in a beautiful village named Ratanpur. In those days, King Chandraketu used to rule the village. The Lord was angry with the merchant for false promise made by him, and so he wanted to teach him a lesson. One day the thieves robbed the wealth of the king, and they went and stayed where the merchant was staying. Seeing the guards following them, they left all the loot over there where the merchant was staying and hid themselves. When the guards reached the merchant's place, they saw all the king's wealth. Thinking them to be robbers, they handcuffed the merchant and his son-in-law and took them to the king and told him that they were responsible for the theft. The king, without question or listening to them, ordered to put them in a dark cell. Due to Lord Satyanarayana's Maya, nobody heard them. Even their wealth was confiscated by the king. At the merchant's house, the thieves robbed all their wealth, and his wife and daughter had to beg for their daily bread. One day, begging for food, Kalavati reached a Brahmin's house, where at that time Lord Satyanarayana's puja was going on. After listening to the prayer and taking the prasad, she left for home. By that time, it had become dark. Leelavati was worried. She asked her daughter Kalavati, "Why are you so late?" To which Kalavati told her mother, "Oh mother, today in a Brahmin's house, I heard a prayer. By doing this prayer and fast, all your wishes get fulfilled." On hearing this, Leelavati started doing all the preparations for the prayer of Lord Satyanarayana. She did the fast and prayer and asked the Lord for forgiveness and prayed that her husband and son-in-law should return home safely. Lord Satyanarayana was pleased with the prayer and the fast. One day, he told King Chandraketu in his dream, "O king, you must release the merchant and his son-in-law from the dark cell tomorrow morning. Give them their wealth and set them free. If you do not do so, the kingdom will be destroyed." In the morning, the king called the court people and told them about the dream. The court people, after hearing about the dream, came to the conclusion to free the merchant and his son-in-law. They asked the guards to bring the prisoners from the dark cell. King Chandraketu gave him good clothes, all their wealth, and plus some more, and let them free. The king told them that due to their wrongdoings, they had to undergo this suffering, but now there was nothing to fear and they could go back home. They bowed down to the king and left homewards. This chapter.
Chapter of Lord Shri Satyanarayana Swami Ji Dovarite Shri Skanda Purane Reva Khande Shri Satyanarayana Vrat Kathayam Tritiyo Om Shri Satyanarayana Bhagavan Ki Jai. Now, chapter 4 is a little longer. So,
Puja you do chapter 4. And you can do 5.
just half of you and half of if you want. Is that okay? Okay.
Make
Katha.
it louder because we couldn't hear you the first chapter.
Alright.
It's fast readers.
Okay. Sukhji said the merchant prayed first,
then gave some wealth to the Brahmin before starting his journey homewards. When they went a little further, Lord Satyanarayana wanted to test them. He took the disguise of an old man and went up to the merchant and asked him, "What is in your boat? Give me a little from there." In his ego and pride, the merchant replied, "Oh, old man, we have nothing in our boat except hay and leaves." On hearing such harsh words of the merchant, the Lord said, "Your words will be true." So saying, he went from there and sat on the bank of the river. When the Lord went away, the boat started to rise higher in the water. The merchant was surprised to see this. When he went to check on the boat, he saw that his boat was filled with leaves and hay only. Seeing this, he fainted. When he came to his senses, he was very much worried. He said, "How could this happen?" At this, his son-in-law told him, "Do not cry over this. All has happened because you spoke harshly to the old man and lied to him. Still, nothing is lost. You could go back to him and ask for forgiveness, and he will set everything right."
The merchant, after hearing the words of his son-in-law, went in search of the old man. He bowed down before him and with respect said, "O Lord, please forgive me for the false, harsh words that I have spoken to you." So saying, he bowed down with tears of sorrow in his eyes. When the Lord saw the merchant in his state of sorrowness and crying for forgiveness, he said, "Do not cry. Listen to me. O foolish person, due to your false promise, you have seen all his sorrow and suffering." On hearing the Lord say this, the merchant said, "O Lord, nobody can recognize your Maya. Not even the gods or Brahmins know your ways and form. I promise that I will pray to you." So saying, he asked for forgiveness. He said, "Please forgive me, and let my boat be filled with wealth once again like before." On hearing the merchant's words filled with puppy, the Lord was happy, and he fulfilled his wish. When the merchant mounted his boat and saw it full with wealth once again, he thanked the Lord and said, "With Lord Satyanarayana's grace, my wish is fulfilled. When I reach home, I will do his prayer and fast." So saying, he left homewards. When the merchant saw that his hometown Rathanpur is nearing, he sent a messenger in advance to his house to inform his wife and daughter of his homecoming. The messenger, on reaching the merchant's house, bowed down to the merchant's wife and gave them the most awaited news that the merchant and his son-in-law have reached Rathanpur. Neelavati had just finished doing her Satyanarayana Puja. She told her daughter to finish doing the prayer and then come and receive her husband and her father. Kalavati finished doing her quickly and without taking the prasad, left to meet her husband. The Lord got angry at her behavior, so he drowned her husband with the boat. When Kalavati did not see her husband, she was shocked and she fainted to the floor. On seeing his daughter in this state of affairs and the sudden disappearance of the boat, the merchant was shocked. He prayed to Lord Satyanarayana, asked him for forgiveness, and prayed to the Lord to take them out of this difficulty. The Lord then made an announcement. "O merchant, your daughter, in a hurry to meet her husband, has left my prasad. Hence, you cannot see her husband. Now, when she goes back and takes the prasad with due respect and then returns, only then will she see her husband." On hearing the voice, Kalavati ran home, ate the prasad, and came back and met him. When the merchant saw this, he was very happy. The merchant then did Lord Satyanarayana's prayers and fast with his family every month. Finally, he had all the pleasures of life, and after death, he went to heaven.
इति श्रीस्कंदपुराणे रेवाखण्डे श्री सत्यनारायण व्रतकथायां चतुर्थोऽध्यायः बोले श्री सत्यदेव भगवान की जय. Now chapter 5. This is the last chapter. Suji said, "O people, listen further to another story. A king named Tungadhwaja was famous for his generosity to his subjects, but he had to suffer a lot due to the disrespect he had shown to the prayer of Lord Sri Satyanarayana and his prasad, which he did not accept when it was offered to him. One day, when hunting in a forest, he sat down under a tree. There he saw a few villagers doing the prayer of Lord Sri Satyanarayana. The king saw all this, but due to his false ego, neither did he join them nor bow down to the idol of the Lord. When the villagers gave him the prasad, he did not accept it and went away from there. When the king reached his kingdom, he saw that everything was destroyed. and all his 100 sons were lying dead on the floor. The king realized that this had happened all due to his false ego. So, thinking, he started walking towards the place where the villagers were doing their prayers. There with them, he did the prayers of Lord Sri Satyanarayana ji and had the prasad and charnamrita and put it in all his sons' mouth. By doing this, all his sons became all right. He got back all his wealth and comforts of life, and finally, in the end, after he died, he went to heaven. Anybody who keeps this fast with full faith and recite the prayers of Lord Sri Satyanarayana Bhagavan, all his wishes will be fulfilled. With the grace of the Lord, he will get eternity. The wealthless will receive wealth and will go to heaven, and finally will come out of the circle of the birth and death. In this way, whoever does Lord Sri Satyanarayana's prayer will be free from all sorrows and will ultimately reach heaven and get moksha. This chapter of Lord Sri Satyanarayana Swami's is over. All chant Sri Satyanarayana Deva ki Jai. It is Sri Skanda Purane Reva Khande Sri Satyanarayana Bhattakatayam Panchamo Adhyaya. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Sri Ramachandram Bhaje Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bol Sri Satyadeva Bhagavan ki Jai. Next is the third and the Arati. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you very much.
सत्यनारायण देव दयाळु प्रभु सत्यनारायण देव सत्यनारायण देव दयाळु प्रभु सत्यनारायण देव દૂધનો તો કંસાર કર્યો છે દૂધનો તો કંસાર કર્યો છે આરોગો સત્ય દેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ સ્વાદિષ્ટ સુંદર મેવો સુધાર્યો સ્વાદિષ્ટ સુંદર મેવો સુધાર્યો વાલ ધરીને વિવેક દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ મંડપ રચોશુ શોભિત સારો મંડપ રચોશુ શોભિત સારો પુષ્પ સુગંધી દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ કલયુગે તમો સત્ય કહેવાણા કલયુગે તમો સત્ય કહેવાણા કરો છો કુશળ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ ભક્તાધીન પ્રભુ આપ કહેવાણા ભક્તાધીન પ્રભુ આપ કહેવાણા ભક્તો કરે નિત્ય સેવ દયાળુ પ્રભુ સત્યનારાયણ દેવ सत्यनारायण देव दासना दासनी एवी विनंती दासना दासनी एवी विनंती व्रत करेनु बहुसे दयाळु प्रभु सत्यनारायण देव सत्यनारायण देव दयाळु प्रभु सत्यनारायण देव श्री सत्यनारायण देव की जय.
Now we have Aarti. So please come here. Downstairs. Mic नीचा. Yeah, mic नीचा. Doctor, थोड़ा just up. First one. Yeah, first one. Yeah, that's it. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha. Tatsavitarvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Devahi. Dhiyo yo Namah Prachodayam. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Swami Jaya Jagadish Hare Bhaktanjano ke sankat Jano ke sankat Om Jaya Jagadish Hare दुख विनते मन का दुख विनते मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सविते मन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे पिता तुम मेरे चरण करूं मैं सखी स्वामी करूं मैं सखी तुम बिना न दूजा करो बिना न दूजा आस करूं मैं किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं तो रखत स्वामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो हरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति सवित मिलो दयामय सवित मिलो दयामय तुमको मैं तुमकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो सुख हरता रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ करुणा कराओ परम तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ स्वामी करो देवा भक्ति बनाओ बनाओ शंकर की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मन धन सब कुछ है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, तेरा तुझको अर्पण प्यारा दे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट नाथ, जनों के संकट हमें दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट नाथ, जनों के संकट हमें दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट नाथ, जनों के संकट हमें दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। जनों के संकट नाथ, जनों के संकट हमें दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम मंगलम मंगलाय तनो हरि मंगल मंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरणे त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते। कानि कानि च पापानि जनार्दनानि च आदि सर्वाणि नश्यन्तु दक्षिणां पदे पदे। ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, ओम समानाय स्वाहा। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सवीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। बोल गजानन गणपति महाराज की, श्री पवन सुत हनुमान की, श्री अम्बे माता की, श्री गिरिराज धरण की, श्री बालकृष्ण भगवान की, श्री राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, श्री सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की, श्री उमापति महादेव की, श्री सत्यदेव भगवान की। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। Thank you everyone, thank you very much. And we have Mahaprasad downstairs. So first take Aarti and then take Mahaprasad. All online devotees, please take online live Aarti over the YouTube camera.
So, coming week, this one is full of lots of festivities, so please remember. Sundarkand is on 11.
At 10